So again, welcome to the GBSH Scholarships and Funding Information session. My name is Professor Nora Colton, and I'm looking forward to taking you through a presentation about funding and scholarships, which is very important to all of us to make sure that our programs are accessible. So before I get going, I just want to tell you a little more about the Global Business School for Health and the journey that we're on, and hope that you'll be joining us. So first of all, we're the first business school in the world totally dedicated to educating the next generation of health and healthcare management leaders. We have really focused on health and healthcare because it is defining in the 21st century. We see that countries are spending more year on year on health and healthcare for many reasons. In a number of countries, it's because their population and demographic changes are shifting, and they have aging populations that require more care. Also, in some countries, we see non-communicable diseases such as cancer, diabetes, strokes are on the increase. And so more resources have to be put to treating these diseases. Consequently, healthcare is changing very rapidly. It's moving more into preventative medicine, diagnostics. But it's not just all about consultants or doctors. It's really about thinking about how we manage our healthcare systems. How do we create pathways? How do we become more efficient and more effective and serve more people? So that's really where the focus at the Global Business School for Health is. It's at that intersection between business and health. It's about really thinking, how can we make our value proposition in the healthcare space more effective? How can we manage our supply chain? How can we really work across different professions to recreate and rethink our healthcare? So one of our programs that we're very proud of is our flagship Ucl Mba in health. It is a very unique MBA. On the one hand, you get everything that you would learn and experience in a general MBA, but with a health focus. We use a case study approach, and those case studies all come from the health sector. Also, students have two exciting experiential learning opportunities. One is an opportunity to work on a project in a lower middle income country, solving a health problem, which includes field work in that country. We also have a health consultancy project in that program. It's a wonderful program. It's ideal for somebody who's looking for a transformational experience as they go along their journey to really pivot into health or to take their training in health and healthcare to the next level. We also have 3 very novel and innovative MSc programs. One is biotech and pharmaceutical management. It's really focused on the market dynamics, also management that's needed and skills. It's ideal for people with science backgrounds, economic backgrounds, pharmaceutical backgrounds, biotech backgrounds who really want to learn more about the industry and learn how to really operate on that management level. We have digital health and entrepreneurship, and then which is also a very exciting part of the kind of new evolving healthcare landscape. And last but not least, we have an MSc program in global healthcare management, where students can select from one of 3 routes. So you can take a specialism in healthcare analytics, healthcare finance, or leadership. So these really are very exciting programs that really are true to the mission of the Global Business School of Health, of integrating health and healthcare with a business acumen. So I'm going to just talk a moment about the MBA health. It's £45,000 a year, which for many students can be a daunting amount. So we have created a specific scholarship for our MBA health. The program is offered as a 1-year full-time 12-month program or a part-time 24-month. It is taught at UCL East, which is UCL's exciting new campus within its larger campus here in London. We also have our MSCs, and those cost, currently the fee for those is $16,500 if you're a UK student and $29,400 for international or overseas students. Again, that's a duration of 12 months or part-time for 24 months. And that is offered at UCL East as well. So in terms of the MBA, what does that include? Well, it includes your study materials, your registration, your tuition, your exams, your research, your graduation ceremony, meals and all activities and ground transportation for when you do your overseas module, as well as any kind of transportation or meals that need to be offered here in the UK. The only thing it excludes is the flight to your Global Healthcare Challenge location and accommodations. But we'll work with you to make sure that we've got lots of affordable options for when you go off to do your Global Healthcare Challenge. And so we ensure that that's affordable. So in terms of how those fees then translate into your payments, if you're a part-time student, you'd pay $7,500 per term over 3 terms per year for 2 years. If you're studying full-time, you pay $15,000 3 times across the year. This installment program is for all students. There's no charge in terms of interest to pay in installments. The first installment is just before you enroll at the beginning of the academic year. The second one is in February, and the third one in May. So it really spreads the costs across the whole year. Now, how much does it cost to live in London? If you're an international student, you can expect to pay around $166 for your rent. You might be able to find that cheaper, and you might want to pay a little more for a nicer kind of accommodation. But that's pretty much on average. Your household bills would be about £8 a week. If you're going to be supporting across London, you should expect about £15 a week for transportation. Food again, and that can range from anywhere. I've known students who spend as little as £10 a week and as much as £50 a week. So we've kind of pitched it in the middle there at £31. Your course materials will be covered. So, but they've got £4 their mobile phone about £4. And again, going out will depend on you and your lifestyle and the kinds of events and things that you want to do, as well as clothing and health. So they average here that it would cost you about $254. I would say it could cost you anywhere between $200 and $300 per week, depending on your lifestyle. So that's just an example to give you an idea of what it costs in terms of your living expenses. Now I'd like to turn and really talk to you a little more about funding and funding options. So there are a number of options. One is, of course, we have some scholarships in GBSH. There's also UCL scholarships and bursaries. If you're a UK student, you can get a UK government loan. If you're from abroad, you might be able to access loans in your home country. I know the United States has federal loans that students can use to attend UCL. And if you're from another country, there might be other loans as well. And then, of course, there's always additional funding, sponsorships, and opportunities. So I want to just quickly tell you a little bit about what we've got available at the Global Business School for Health. We have 4 scholarships currently. I will talk about each of those in just a moment. We've got the Roche MBA scholarship. We have the MBA Health Future Impact Scholarship, Women Healthcare Leaders Scholarship, and East London Healthcare Leaders Scholarship. We're really committed to increasing our scholarships, and we hope in the coming year to have more scholarships and more opportunities for our students. We're constantly engaging different employers and organizations to help make our education more affordable and to decrease the barrier of finance. So the first scholarship I mentioned there is our Roche scholarship. It's an exceptional scholarship. Unfortunately, we only have one of these available for this year, but this is a fantastic opportunity. You can still apply for this scholarship if you're applying for the MBA in health. You have to be a UK resident, and it's ring-fenced for people from low household income backgrounds. You need to be from a minority ethnic background or BAME, and ideally you can either be from a BAME background or identify as a female. So those are the kind of characteristics that you would need to have to apply for this scholarship. The award will be £65,000. It includes £20,000 for living expenses and £45,000 for the tuition. Roche also is very keen to offer mentorship to the individual who gets this scholarship, as well as the opportunity to have an internship. So it is a fantastic opportunity, and if you meet that criteria, I would definitely encourage you to apply for that scholarship if you're applying for the MBA in health. You do have to apply for the MBA health, and you do need to be taken onto the program to be awarded the scholarship. We also have another scholarship for our MBA students. It's up to £15,000. It's our Future Impact Leader Scholarship. Again, it's a great opportunity, and if you're an international student and you're applying to the MBA, I'd really encourage you to apply for it. It brings the price of the MBA down pretty much to what you pay on an MSc program. So it makes the MBA much more affordable and a great experience. And as I said, it is our flagship program. So for this one, you just need to be accepted onto the MBA health program. You submit your application to the MBA health program, and then you need to submit a 500-word essay and send that to the MBA admissions team. You can find more about these scholarships on our website. This scholarship is still open, but it will be closing soon. So I suggest you apply right away. We also have two other scholarships. Unfortunately, if you're planning to join us in 22-23, this scholarship has already closed, but it will open up again, and you can apply for it for 23-24. So if you're looking to join us in 23-24, I suggest you definitely look at this scholarship. It's up to £5,000. All of these scholarships where the tuition go towards your tuition. So again, this is for home or international students. What makes this really interesting is that you not only get the discount on your tuition, but you'll also get to be part of a very exciting program where you will be able to get additional development, coaching, and leadership training. We're very committed to making sure that healthcare leaders, particularly women, are developed, because there is a shortage across the world of women in healthcare leadership roles, and yet women make up the vast majority of the healthcare profession. Our other scholarship, which again has already closed for 22-23, but will open up again for 23-24, is our East London Healthcare Leader Scholarship. This is part of our commitment to East London, our campus that UCL is developing and building in East London. This scholarship is open to anyone who lives or works in East London, and it can be used again for any of our programs, and it gives you a discount on your tuition of up to £5,000. So, as I said, you can apply to these. They each require a 500-word essay. You can find out more about how to apply for the Roche scholarship and these ones by just going to our website. You need to, the two that are open for the MBA and the Roche scholarship, they will be closing as well really soon. So if you are planning to apply for the MBA, I suggest you get these applications in straight away. You will also need to get your MBA application in. Now, those are really what we call department scholarships, but UCL has a number of scholarships and bursaries. It's worth exploring. Here are just a list of a few. You can find them on the UCL website. We have master's bursaries. We have the Professor Sir Malcolm Grant Scholarship. We have other scholarships as well. So do check out the website. You can also, and I always recommend overseas students to contact the British Council to see what's available there. I also think, contacting your Ministry of Health in your home country and seeing if they have some scholarships. Also, ministries of education. There's lots of different ways you can fund and build your application as well as your scholarships. So how can you find out more about more scholarships or different scholarships at UCL? Well, UCL has a great, what we call scholarship finder, where you can put in information and it will take you to sites and help you find what's available for you. There are also other ways in which you can look. I've mentioned UK government loans. They have loans for master's students, and those can be taken as well. And there's also other sources of alternative funding. So this is something I want to make sure all of you do. So you can access this site. Just Google UCL Researcher Development or Doctoral Skills Development Program. You don't have to be applying to a doctorate to explore these alternative fundings for postgraduate funding. If you go on this site, you'll need to put in a PIN number. The PIN number is 3098. Access is free for UCL students and prospective students. It's a large online database of funding opportunities. And you'll find numerous grants through charities and other organizations that maybe you didn't think of that you can reach out to try to secure some funding for your education. So I really recommend that you take a look at this. It's a great resource that will become very handy for you as you go forward. I'd also like to just mention a few other, we have other resources. There is all sorts of student funding, also funding for students once they come here. We have emergency loans if you needed one once you've come to UCL. I mentioned US federal loans. There's also other postgraduate lenders. There's LendWise, Future Finance. These are organizations, particularly they give funding to people who are interested in doing MBAs. So again, they're worth checking out and seeing whether or not there's something there for you. And last but not least, there's Chevening, the Commonwealth, Fulbright, GRAPE, and Master's bursaries. I believe most of these have closed for 22-23, but you might check them out and think as you move forward, particularly if you're looking to apply for 23-24. So the other thing I want to mention is something that students don't always factor in, but is equally or more important. And the reason it's so important is that you'll gain skill set as well as have the opportunity to help subsidize your education here in London. As an international student, and of course, as a home student, working part-time is an option. Most of the programs do not require you to be in class every day. So, and even on our MBA, when it's block delivered, it's offered in the afternoon so that students have the opportunity to work in the morning if they'd like. So you can work up as an international student up to 20 hours per week from Monday to Sunday during term time and full-time during vacation periods. So I really encourage you to take advantage of this. It's a great way to learn more about the UK, learn more about healthcare. And healthcare is an area that there is really much more demand for people than there are enough people to work in healthcare. Excuse me. So I really encourage you. There's opportunities to work in all sorts of different sectors and do very interesting jobs. It also could tee you up for working and staying in the UK after you finish your degree. And there is a route to do that in the UK. It's called the graduate route for post-study work. It's available. You can get a graduate route visa available to you after you finish your degree at UCL. And it offers you a scheme and a way to stay up to 2 years on a work visa if you're eligible. So again, you can look at the website. UCL has an excellent website that is available. International students, we've got lots of support for you. And you can just Google UCL International Student Support and you'll find lots of information. So again, there's more funding opportunities. It's about really looking around. It's thinking creatively about what you want, how you're going to go about funding your education, and putting together really a package for yourself that works for you, works for your family, and allows you to get the transformational experience and the long-term advantage that getting a postgraduate degree, particularly at the Global Business School for Health, will afford you. So that's really the end of my presentation. Just want to mention to you that we've got some upcoming events, both for our MBA Health, and we're really excited to be launching an Executive MBA Health, which will be mainly online. It starts in 23-24. So if you haven't learned about this exciting new program, please join us on the 19th of May. We've got MSc open days, MBA open days. We really want to support you and engage you and make sure that as you make decisions, very important decisions about postgraduate education, that we've answered all of your questions. So again, there's our website, and please just Google us and visit us. So that's really the end of my formal presentation. I'm going to stop sharing my slides and really open it up for questions. I would be just really excited to answer any questions that you might have about our programs, but moreover about funding, living in the UK, what it's like to be a student at the Global Business School of Health, just anything that might help you in your decision-making as you go forward. So it's over to you. I don't have any questions yet. I'll just give it a couple minutes. Ah, great, fantastic. Hi, Professor Nora, thank you for the informative session. What percentage of outside the UK students benefit from scholarships? So that's a really good question. As I said to you, we in our department, actually, most of the students that we will be funding will be overseas students. So that's either through our MBA scholarship or our Women in Healthcare Leaders Scholarship. In fact, this year, we were really happy and excited to offer 21 Women Healthcare Leaders Scholarships that we've just awarded recently. And we're looking to offer at least 12 to 15 of our MBA Health scholarships. So our commitment is really to students, not just in the UK, but also overseas students as well, because we know that it can often be difficult for overseas students to get funding for a postgraduate top program. All right, any other questions? Anything you have on your mind, this is your moment. I'm just going to wait one more minute. Great. Hello. In the Women in Healthcare Leadership Scholarship, I submitted my application, but not the essay. Any chance for acceptance now? I don't think so. I think the decisions and that has closed now. Unfortunately, you needed to submit the essay for that scholarship. It will open again for 23-24, but we've made the awards for this year. So you're of course welcome to write to the admissions mailbox, but I think for 22-23, that's now closed. Hi, Professor. May I know how do I stand out from the crowd for a scholarship for international students? That's a great question. I think really, two things. Remember, the decision's not just going to be made off your essay, but your file in general. So making sure that your personal statement is very good, that you've got a solid reference, all the things that make you a standout candidate for our program. But moreover, really taking 500 words is not very many. So you have to really think and I like this term, be greedy with your words. Think about how you really are going to show impact, how you're going to demonstrate what is exceptional about you. So I think it's sitting back and really thinking, when you get your degree, students often are reluctant to be authentic. And I would say to you, be as authentic as possible. If you've got something in your story, your life story, what brought you to this moment? Why do you want to do this degree? How are you going to make change? And what is it really that is exceptional about you? We all are exceptional, but sometimes we're not very good at telling our story. So I think it's really about sitting back and thinking how to tell that. I would write it out and then start taking out the sentences, kind of bringing it down, tightening it up to make it much more interesting, so that when those 500 words and getting something really powerful, particularly in your opening, what is that wow bit right at the start? So that's my 10 cents, as it were, on how to write a really concise but powerful, moving essay. So I'm going to go to the next question. Dear Professor Nora, thank you so much for the informative webinar. I'm an overseas student and I have managed to receive a full studentship from the UK. Wow, congratulations. I was wondering if I can apply for any scholarship funding to help me with the living expenses. The only scholarship, like I said, we have currently that covers off living expenses is the Roche scholarship. And unfortunately, as an overseas student, you don't qualify for that. As I said a minute ago, what I'd really recommend you do is look to have an internship, a job. And we will have a job board. We will try to work with you as much as possible. I think the fact that you've got a full scholarship there, and that's in itself a testimonial of just that you must be an exceptional applicant. So I would imagine finding a part-time job, an internship, should be something that you should aim for. And I'm sure that within the school, we'll try to give you as much support. UCL, by the way, has a great career services. So go to UCL Career Services, check it out. I think that if I was you, that would probably be the best way I could imagine that you could subsidize your living expenses. It also give you a great experience of kind of learning and working in the UK, which may prove very beneficial as you move forward in your career. So again, congratulations on your scholarship. The next question, do you provide resources for preparing for the scholarship interviews or preparing a file? We have a few kind of tips in our FAQs. Again, if you're applying for the MBA and you go back and you look at some of the information sessions we've done on the MBA, we actually talk a lot about the interview process. I think really if you applied for a job or done anything, and you can Google, there's lots of resources online that help you prepare for interviews. I think it's really a few things. One, understanding your story, being able to tell your story in a compelling way, understanding what you're doing and why you're doing it. I think it's a lot about storytelling, and you hear a lot about that. So, and you can find lots of resources on, the internet and different places. So we have a few things on our website, but I think it's about really putting together a compelling narrative about yourself. When I try to, so I'm going to the next question. When I try to apply for the scholarship from Portico, it shows no funds available. When will I be able to apply? I'm not sure which scholarship you're talking about. These scholarships, you don't apply via Portico. On Portico, you would apply for your admissions. If you want to apply for one of our department scholarships, then what you need to do is go to our website. You will see a web page about our scholarships. You'd prepare the essay. We have access to your Portico file if you've applied to a program. And then you would write the essay, or if in case of the Roche scholarship, there's a form there you need to fill out, but all of that needs then mailed to our admissions mailbox. So I hope that's clear. If it's not clear, I suggest you email our admissions mailbox, and we can help guide you. But again, look on our website. It's very clear with the instructions there. The next question. Thank you, Professor Colton, for your presentation. I am a PhD holder from Malaysia, currently working in public health and global health sector for the past few years. I am currently finding it very hard to find a full scholarship to fund the MBA at UCL. May I please know if UCL will assist me in pointing to the right scholarships that I can apply for? Thank you. Well, first of all, you've got great credentials. We do not currently have a full scholarship for an overseas student. I think, unfortunately, too, if you're applying for this year, you've missed out. There are things like the chevening that you can apply to. I would suggest that you look closer to home, maybe contact the Ministry of Education there in Malaysia. I know that Malaysia often offers scholarships for nationals to go overseas to get qualifications and degrees. You can apply for our MBA Impact Scholarship, which would be £15,000. I realize that's not everything that you need. And of course, as I've just pointed out to the other prospective student, that there are work opportunities as well in the UK. You might also think about contacting the embassy, either here in the UK, to see if they have anything that they could direct you to. Look at that scholarship finder, particularly that one that I told you about for postgraduate students, the one for doctoral students. You might find a lot of information there that will help guide you to find some funding. I wish I could offer you more, but at present, that's the best I can do, is really just encourage you to apply for what we've got available and see how you might be able to put a package together for yourself. Thank you. One more question. How many UCL Global Master Scholarships were offered this year, last year? Well, first of all, we're a new school department at UCL. So as I said, we've currently offered 21 Women Healthcare Leaders Scholarship. We're in the process of offering our MBA scholarships. And as I said, we're hoping to offer at least 12 of those at £15,000, which is quite bold. And we also have our East London scholarships. And we have the Roche scholarship. So we are in the process of awarding those. And given that we're in year one, I can't tell you exactly how many we will offer, but we're hoping in the coming year to even offer more, Helen. Yeah, I'm very committed to finding and empowering as many scholarships to enable students who need help with funding as possible. Thank you for the answers. For the 23-24, are there plans for a full scholarship in the MSc in Digital Health and Entrepreneurship? I can't tell you for sure now, but I will say that we're looking into how can we offer, particularly for our international students, more opportunities and scholarships of a higher value. So please hang in there, and I will keep working tirelessly to find more ways in which we can at the department level. But I will say to you, you can, I don't know what country you're from, but you can look to some of those, the Great Scholarship, the Chevening. So you've got time. Contact the British Council now. Look at your Ministry of Education. Start to explore scholarships way in advance. One of the challenges for many students is by the time they decide to do a master's program, they're on a very short time horizon. Then they apply for the program and then they look for scholarships. Look for scholarships before you apply. So if you're planning to apply for 23-24, start looking now to find the way in which you'll fund your education. All right. Thanks a lot, Professor. You're welcome, Helen. Much appreciated. Boost from Turkey, challenging currency, absolutely. I know it's really tough across the world right now. The economic situation is not brilliant. So again, anything that we can do, any small way that we can help, we will definitely be engaging and trying. All right, thank you so much. You've been a wonderful group to engage with. I hope you've enjoyed the session. Please feel free to reach out to us. Our admissions mailbox is always open. We respond right away. You won't have to wait to get an answer back from us. We really want to ensure that you have a smooth kind of transition and opportunity to join us at the Global Business School for Health. Take care and have a wonderful day.